everyone, and welcome back to Art with Miss Choate. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. And what we're going to be doing today is going to be a little bit different than normal. We're actually going to be making some 3D snowflakes. So for this, all you need is paper and either glue or some tape and scissors. If you don't have scissors, you could rip it. It won't look as nice, probably it'll be a little messy. So scissors, glue or tape, and some paper. You're probably going to need quite a bit of paper. So if you have scrap paper, if you have an old book, if you have paper in the recycling bin, any paper will work because we're going to be cutting it up and it could actually look really cool if you use old art or something like that. So don't just think about just blank white paper. You could even paint on it first and then make it into this 3D snowflake. So go grab some paper, some tape or glue, and some scissors. So let's go get started. So I grabbed a stack of paper. This is some scratch paper that was going to be tossed away, but I saved it. We're going to be wanting to make a square, so this is a pretty big piece of paper. What I'm going to do is whatever size paper you have, doesn't matter. It can be small, it can be big. I'm going to be taking the corner and I'm going to be folding it up till it meets the other side of the paper. This is going to be making a square. So we want it nice and even with that other edge, so it's straight, and we're going to crease. Now we can cut away all this extra. Don't throw it away. We can, make a smaller snowflake out of these pieces, or we can do a drawing on this. So we're just going to cut this part away. There we go. And we are going to need at least 4 of these, or potentially as many as 8 of these. Depends how big you want your snowflake. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 7 more of these. All right, so I cut 7 more of them. And you saw I did that all at one time, so perhaps it didn't come out perfectly, but that should be okay for this. So we have it folded on the diagonal, and now we're going to fold it on the next diagonal. So we're going to bring this long end to the other side. So we're not going to bring this side over. We're bringing the further point on over. We're going to have the fold down here by your hands. So don't have this open end pointing at you. You want this end pointing away. So if your paper is open, we're going to have our square with point there, split it up, and now we're going to bring this one over. And we're going to crease that. So now we have it flaps open like this. So now we're going to turn our paper slightly so the point is over here and it opens up like this. So we have our open edge here. We don't want to cut this folded edge. We don't want to cut this. We're going to cut 3 straight lines up, and we want to keep them pretty evenly spaced. I don't recommend drawing it because that will show. So don't use a black marker. If you need to, you can use a white or a light pencil. And we're going to cut up strips. And we're not going to cut all the way through. We're going to stop when we get about a finger's width away from this fold. We're going to go again, cutting up, stop when you get a finger's width away, and one more time. Up, finger's width away. So now we can go ahead and open this up. Put our scissors aside because now we're just going to need our tape. And we're going to be bringing our pieces together. So we're going to bring our first one here, and you're going to tape or you're going to glue. So I only have big packing tape, so I go ahead and I pre-cut it. If you have a partner, you can have them be the tape person. But I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to bring my center together. I'm going to put a piece of tape. I do recommend clear tape because it will show. So now we're not going to bring these to the center here. We're actually going to flip our page over. And we're going to bring the next layer together. And we're going to put a piece of tape there. Now we're going to flip it back over. Bring our next V together. Put a piece of tape. And now flip it again. And bring our next V together. And there is the first part of our snowflake. You can see, even though there was some printed area on this snowflake, it's not going to really show that much. And now we're going to make 7 more of these. So remember, you're going to fold this in half again, bringing the long edge to the long edge, crease it. We want this open edge towards you, and we're going to rotate it so the point is to your side over here, and the open edge is here. And we're going to cut up. Don't cut too far. Try to keep your cuts nice and straight. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You could play with doing wavy lines. Go up until about a finger's width away. And there we go. Now I would recommend do this step for all of them. So I'm going to cut all mine, and then I'm going to fold all mine. So now that I have all of them cut, I can open them up. It was so much easier to do all of that one step at the same time. So if you're going to mass produce a bunch of snowflakes, I recommend doing all your cutting and then moving on to all of your taping. So now we're going to bring our centers together and put tape. Flip it over and tape it. Now my paper was a little bit folded up before I started doing my folding, so I'm fighting it a little bit. But that's okay, once it's all together, you won't even notice it. Flip it over, tape it together, flip it over, and tape it together. Now we're going to continue this on our last 6. And our last one. Now remember, you can do as many of these as you want or as few. I do think they even look pretty as they are. Just one. Oops. Flip it. Remember, I'm fighting mine because it was already kind of folded up in my drawer. I had some creases in the paper. And our last one, of course, I'm short one piece of tape because that last one messed up. And here we go. So now I have 8 of these, I believe. Let's go put them together. So here are all of the pieces. Oh, one came undone. That might happen. That's okay. Just go ahead, re-stick it. You might need new tape on that one. Okay. So now what we're going to be doing, we're going to be connecting the points. It doesn't matter from which end. We're going to be connecting them. I recommend just connecting them 2 at a time. You can either tape them, glue them, or if you have a stapler, you can staple them. So we're going to do 2 at a time. And like I said, I think they kind of look pretty just like this if you were to hang them in your window, but they'll look so nice all together. So we're going to do 2 at a time. And now you'll see that here's what they look like if there's 4 of them. But the more there are, I'd say like 6 to 8, it's gonna really fill up. So let's do 2 more. And now we can start to combine these. We could, you could do 6. 6 looks like it'll be good, but I did make 8, so we'll go ahead and see how this is gonna look. Now we're gonna take our 2s, bring them together. Now you could staple more together at one time, that's up to you. I find it easier to manage, and now I'm just gonna start to have them grow together. And I'm putting my last one in. So now you spread them out. And here we have our beautiful snowflake deck. It's a little crowded because I did 8, but I like how it looks. Now you could go ahead and attach the middle points on each one so they don't open up like this. So you could take a staple or a tape and just slide it in there and attach those. Now tape won't show, so that might be the preferred method. That's up to you. And here's our last one. There we go. There is our beautiful snowflake. So here is our beautiful, huge snowflake. You can go ahead and take a piece of string and hook it through the top, and you can hang it. Now look, this was a slightly bigger piece of paper than normal, like the legal size paper. If I was to do the other one, it would probably be about this size, but still, they come out really big and so beautiful. You can go ahead and hang it up in your house in front of the windows. They are so easy to make, but make such beautiful decorations. So, go decorate. Bye everyone. Remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.